Hello, and welcome to another episode of Don't Judge My Tabs. Just kidding. This is about transition words, but still, don't judge my tabs. That is how my brain works. Okay, so today we're going to talk about transition words, particularly in an informational presentation. Any kind of informational writing, this will apply. And really, transition words span argumentative writing and informational writing. Obviously, narrative writing, fiction, memoir, a little bit different, but the principle still stands about transition words. All right, so let's talk about transition words. I think of transition words as the road signs that help you know what's coming on the road ahead. So this one's telling you, oh, be careful, the road's going to turn to the left. This one is telling you, maybe you want to slow down because the road is going to be curvy. Okay, that's transition words, these yellow signs. So why do we use transition words? Like, who cares? Well, we use them to show how ideas connect. We use them to lead or guide the reader through your ideas. We use them to show relationships between ideas, and we use them to alert the audience about changes or shifts. So here's a paragraph without transitions. Let's see what you think. The first roller skates were invented in 1760 by Joseph Merlin. The four wheels were in one straight line like modern rollerblades. These first skates were simple and didn't allow the wearer to turn. There were a lot of crashes. Maybe you're like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is great. Let's take a look at it with transitions and see what you think now. The first roller skates were invented in 1760 by Joseph Merlin, but the four wheels were in one straight line like modern rollerblades. However, these first skates were simple and didn't allow the wearer to turn. As a result, there were a lot of crashes. Oh, I see. When you said that the first skates didn't allow people to turn, you're telling me that even though these were invented in 1760, which feels like a long time ago, they didn't have the technology we have today. And because they couldn't turn, there were crashes. Cause and effect. Can't turn, you're going to crash. Now I understand. Now, when you go through these ideas, I don't have to think about why is the writer telling me this? It's clear why they're mentioning it. Here's another example. Roller derby players make up a name for themselves. Lord of the Rink, Hit and Run, or Unholy Roller. Some teams are called Smackdown Sweethearts, Cruisin' and Bruisin', and Rink Crashers. So you might have read that first sentence and been like, yeah, roller players make up a name for themselves. Then you're like, Lord of the Rink, Hit and Run, and Unholy Roller. Oh, are those examples of names? Okay, well, I didn't realize that right away. I had to think and stop and slow down. So here's a way to keep your reader with you at the same speed you're going. Roller derby players make up a name for themselves. For example, Lord of the Rink, Hit and Run, or Unholy Roller. Additionally, some teams are called Smackdown Sweethearts. Oh, maybe I missed that and thought you were still talking about individual player names. Oh, you're telling me now, in addition to individual player names, there are team names that are interesting and funny and sassy. Now I see. So you had an example, and then you added an additional example, which was sort of off the topic, but related. So what about from one subtopic to the next? Take a look at this. To begin, roller skates were invented in 1760 by. In addition to dance skating, there are other skate sports such as. Finally, what brought me to roller skating was coronavirus. So these are my three subtopics. This is how I'm going to start each of my subtopics with a transition word so that my listener to my presentation knows, oh, she's starting something new. To begin, oh, she's getting ready. She's going to tell us her first topic. In addition, oh, she's adding on. And then finally, we're in the final subtopic, right? That tells me I know where the road is going through this presentation. All right, here is a handout that I had from my second or third year of teaching, and I still use it, of transition words based on the job they're doing. Hold on, let me tell the third grade singer to my right that he needs to be a little more quiet. Calvin, I'm in the middle of making a video. Shh. Okay. So we have their job. So at the top, you see time and sequence, right? That's like first, second, third. In addition, second, last, finally, before, like time and like sequence, first, second, third. Those are great. Then we have conclusion words. Save those for your conclusion. How do you start and tell your listener that you're about to finish? You start with a conclusion word. Then we have illustration. That means examples. Illustrations help you understand the words. Examples help you understand your ideas. So there are some ways to lead into examples other than just saying, for example. Sometimes it gets a little boring. There are some great ones that you might spice up your writing with. A change in direction. So remember I said the skates were invented in 1760, but They didn't look like modern skates, and you couldn't turn, right? Those were a lot of like changes of directions. And then finally, emphasis. When you want to really make sure your reader is paying attention to an idea, you're giving a big, important key or clue or hint, you can use one of those words. All right. So go back to your writing, read through it, and ask yourself, does my reader know what's coming? Do they have a sense of how one idea connects to the next, how one paragraph or one section connects to the next? If not, use some of these. Don't go overboard. You should not start every single sentence with a transition word. I always think a couple per paragraph, a couple, right? It's we don't want to really fill it up too much, but they're very useful. Okay. Thank you for watching this video on transitions. Happy revision.